Hi everyone, Flora Sage here, your life coach to help you get and have and create a life that you are super freaking excited about. So, I want to welcome all of you here, and if you're watching this live, go ahead and post in the comments #live. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and hit #replay or post that in the comments so that I know who made it live and who is here on the replay. Hello, Rashina. Hello, Samantha. Hello, Tara. Yay, welcome. Hello, Michelle. So good to see you guys. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up on my laptop. Today, we are going to be talking about how to fix low motivation. All right, let me mute my laptop. How to fix low motivation, because there's a lot of times when we want to make something happen in our life and we're just not motivated. So if you've struggled with low motivation, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Samantha's like, literally my struggle right now. Yay, hello, Regina. Yes, hello, James. Oh my goodness. So, yes, motivation is fleeting. It's one of those things where it's kind of elusive. It's like, I want to do this, but why am I not motivated? Oh, hi, Nancy. But like, why am I not motivated? And so what is motivation? I personally think that motivation is when we get a little glimpse into the future where we're like, oh, I've got this idea. And then all of a sudden, or you're hearing something like a podcast or a video, or you're reading a book. And then all of a sudden, a desire kind of bubbles up from inside. And all of a sudden, you tap into the future. You tap into the realm of opportunity and possibility. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh. And then you get really freaking excited. And you're like, oh, hallelujah. You know, and you're just like, finally, yes, this is something I'm super freaking motivated about. I'm super pumped about. I'm so excited about. And then life happens. And then you're like, and you're like, you gotta get the kids ready for school, or you gotta scoop the litter box, and your cat threw up on the carpet, so then you gotta fix that, and then you got a flat tire, or maybe some random other shit happened, and you're just like, oh my God, seriously? And so all these little life things happen, and they kind of stack on top of each other, and then you're like, why the hell can't I stay motivated? Why? Like, seriously? And you see these other people on social media. I just jacked up my hair. And you see these other people on social media being all like, oh yeah, I got my shit together, woohoo! And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I stay motivated? And I'm here to tell you the secret of motivation and how you can keep on keeping on, okay? How you can continue to tap into that vision that you had, and that feeling of possibility and that feeling of opportunity, okay? So how do you do that? You do it by tapping into your emotions. You do that by saying, okay, and this is, okay, so yesterday we spoke about creating and finding a word for your year. And this truly should be a word that you can fully embody, like you feel it. Like when you see that word, you're like, yeah, like it reminds you of that vision of the future, okay? Even in those shit moments where you're like, life is a fucking shit show, and you're just like, oh my God, seriously? Like, oh my gosh. You read the word and all of a sudden you're like, oh. And you're reminded of that possibility. You're reminded of that opportunity. You're reminded of what else might be possible. And so the secret on low motivation and how to get past it is, for one, setting these reminders that trigger that desire, that trigger that emotion, that trigger that feeling of opportunity and the feeling that, yeah, you know what, I think I can do this. And then the second part of that is to do a 1 degree shift. And I talk about this all in my book, which is coming out on Monday. I'm super pumped about it. But the key to the 1 degree shift is just being willing to say, what's one thing I can do today? One thing. That's it. Not 10, not 20, not even 2. What is one thing I can do today? So let's just say that you, well, actually share with me in the comments, wherever the comments are here, share with me in the comments one thing that you struggle with. So let me look at some of the comments that we have so far. We've got Tara, Samantha, Rashina. I think that, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad. I'm not good with that. I apologize. Please let me know, Rashina, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. If not, let me know in the comments phonetically how to say it. Hello, Regina, Nancy, Samantha. Okay, oh, thank you so much, Regina. She ordered my book. Woohoo! You're gonna love it. Oh my goodness. All the beta readers, all the people that have gotten a pre-order, Rebecca, or Becca, who's here, she got one of the preview books. Super pumped about that. Yay! Good morning. So let me know what you have struggled with as far as motivation in the comments. Michelle, she said, hell yeah, such a hard time getting out of bed today. Same here. My cat woke me up at like, I don't even know, like 2:30 or 3, and she's the cat that's like all up in your grill, you know what I'm saying? And so she's like, I like wake up and she's like right here. I'm like, well, hello, kitty. And then all of a sudden she like snuggles in right here, like all up in my face. And she's a really loud purr. She's like, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And the thing is when she wants to snuggle, she wants to snuggle. And so I'm like, oh, come on. I got like stuff I got to do tomorrow, And so I like put her down and she's like, meow, meow, like she's dying. And I'm like, oh my God, all right, come on. And again, she's like purring all up in my face. And so I feel ya. Like this morning I was dragging ass. I'm still kind of dragging ass. And I'm like, life is this way. I mean, this is life. Like this is the embodiment of life. Your cat wakes you up in the middle of the night and you still have to get up and you still got to keep on keeping on. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting instead of standing for this video. I like standing because I keep the energy moving, but if I'm low energy, I'm gonna sit my ass down. You can guarantee that, but I'm still motivated to share this with you because I know this has helped me clean out my house. This has helped me clean the litter box when I don't feel like it. This helps me do my 5 minutes of yoga. That's like my minimum. I'm like, just set my timer. I literally have timers all over my house. Set my timer for 5 minutes to do it because I know when I'm done, I'm gonna feel better. Even though I feel tired, I'm like, I'm gonna stretch for 5 minutes because I know when I stretch, it's gonna make me feel better. And my word for the year is intentional. And so when I see that my sticky notes, I just actually took it off of my laptop because I misspelled it. I totally am a spell check, baby. I have another one on the other side, intentional. When I saw that this morning, I was like, how am I going to choose to be intentional today? And so if you didn't watch the video from yesterday, basically what we spoke about is choosing a word for the year to help us embody the energy of our intention for this year. Some of you chose focus, some of you chose intentional, some of you chose productive and happy and joy and all kinds of things. So when you see that word, allowing yourself to really recognize that that's gonna help with your motivation. And then the next thing is, okay, perfect. I feel tired. I know that I still want to feel good in my body. What's one thing I can do? I can still do my yoga. I can still just do down dog and then up dog and maybe just do some side stretches or something. And even though you just did a couple minutes, that shifts your energy and it keeps you from feeling like a failure. Because I've been there, like when you're just like, fuck, it's like 4 days into the new year and I still haven't done my yoga yet. Seriously, what the hell? No, it's totally, like, this is life. Like, life is messy. Life's not perfect. Life is not that polished Instagram thing that you see. Life is your cat yakking on your bed at 3 a.m. She didn't yak, but she is the cat that throws up if she eats too fast. But, you know, it's one of those things that when you can recognize that everyone struggles with this, whether they admit it or not, even Tony Robbins, I'm sure, struggles with motivation at times. When you can recognize that when you just show up, like show up for yourself every day. And when you show up for yourself every day and you know that showing up is gonna look different from day to day, like yesterday, oh my God, I got up at like 5 something and I was just blowing and going all day, boom, boom, boom. And then I was like, woohoo. And then we went and got Indian food and I literally ate way too much. I ate all of it. Normally I can only eat half, but I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I like inhaled and then my stomach hurt. I was like, oh, and I didn't sleep well because my stomach hurt because I ate too much, which I know better than that, but I did it anyway. And because it's just so freaking good. And then my cat's all up in my grill and she's like purring and purring and purring. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I didn't really sleep well after that. And so today I'm dragging ass. But again, my motivation it's low, but it's still here because I've been there. Like, I hear you. Like yesterday I had several private messages from people saying, you know, this is all fine and dandy, setting a goal for the end of the year, but what if I don't have any motivation to do it? Like, what if, like, and the fact of the matter is you will have days where you are not freaking motivated at all. You will have days that you're freaking blowing and going and you're motivated to do like all the things on your to-do list. And the key is to recognize that whether you have motivation or you don't have motivation, if you are committed to your promise to yourself, all you have to do is just show up with the energy level that you have that day and say, okay, what's one thing I can do? That's it. And again, it's just the tiniest action. And it could even be just doing a mindset shift. It could just be shifting how you think about something. You know what I mean? So, Nancy says, me too, I have a ton of stuff to do and zero motivation. Been there, seriously. Hello, Becca. Becca said, the book is freaking amazing and life-changing. Just saying, oh yay, thank you, woohoo. Michelle said, my goal is to take baby steps towards a healthier me. Today I exercised, but I'm like, was that really enough? Yes, even if you just do 1 push-up, that is enough, or 1 sit-up, or 1 lunge. Well, actually, I would do 2 lunges, 1 on each side, just to keep it even, but I'm OCD, so I kind of do things in patterns. But doing a baby step, doing 1 thing is enough. And if you're not quite sure of how that would feel, say, okay, tomorrow I'm just gonna do 1 push-up for my knees, because I can't do regular push-ups because of my back surgery. And I haven't chosen to build up the strength so that I can do a proper push-up. But ask yourself, is 1 enough? I don't know. Let me try it and see. Okay? That's huge. So many times people think they have to go big or go home, and I've even said that, go big or go home, bitches, woo! But on those low motivation days, I'm like, yeah, no. I'm just gonna do the bare minimum. But giving myself permission to do the bare minimum, to me, that's motivating, because I'm just like, dude, I only have to do like 1 down dog. I'm good. Let's do this so that I can go back on the couch and sleep. That's all good. You know what I'm saying? So think about that mind chatter, how you talk to yourself and with yourself, okay? That's one of the things that's huge. So Tamara said, being productive with a 5-month-old. Sleep when they sleep, play when they play, and be intentional with your day. But yeah, and also recognize, are you being productive or are you just doing busy work? That's huge. I've got 2 kids. I have been there, done that, let me tell you. They are now 21 and 25. And it's sometimes really challenging to be able to feel like you're getting anything accomplished, because you're always wiping butts and picking up poop, or, well, not, like spit up, and toys and all the things. And if you're breastfeeding, it's a totally different story as well, because you got that to deal with. And so, you know, it is challenging, but give yourself some grace and say, okay, what's my intention for today? And really, sometimes it's just connecting with your kids, because your 5-month-old is never going to get any younger, and it goes by fast. It goes by really fast. So just be present. I mean, and that right now, that's your purpose. Like, being present with your baby and just having fun and just nurturing that space. I see so many people wishing away their life. Oh, I wish I could have this, or I wish I could be out of debt already, or I wish I could have, you know, like, dropped the 20 pounds that I want to lose, or I wish my business was successful already, and yada, yada. I'm here to tell you that I've lost 20 pounds before. I've had 2 kids. I've had 2 challenging teenagers at the same time. I've moved. I've had death of both my parents. I have had very ugly, very messy divorces. And I've had major back surgery. And so it's these things, these hard times, these sucky times, these messy times, these really scary times that sometimes we wish away, that we realized after the fact that they made the biggest impact on us, that they showed us really who we are on the inside and how strong we really are. And raising babies is not easy. It's not easy. It's a thankless job most of the time. And I see so often people saying, oh, I can't wait for my kids to go back to school. And yeah, you know, I'm like, I was that mom that was like, oh no, stay, I'll homeschool you. Like, I could not get enough of my kids, because they're just like really fun, really cool people. And so oftentimes, so often, stay-at-home parents feel like that they're missing out on life, whereas they're actually in the prime of that person that you are raising, that you are nurturing, that you're keeping alive, you know. And that right there that's it. Like, that is it. Like, being in that moment and just savoring the funny, random, weird shit that 5-month-olds do. I mean, it's like, really? I was at the chiropractor yesterday, and there was a little girl who was probably, she was doing small words and stuff like that, but she was just going all around and stuff like that. And they came in, like, whenever I was in the back going to the bathroom, and then I came in and I sat down, and she's just like stared at me, and like the mom is like, Maverick, stop, Maverick, stop. I'm like, dude, that is such a cool name. And she's like, I don't know why she's staring at you. I'm like, yeah, I have that effect on people. It's all good. And she started talking to me, and I'm just like, oh my God, she's so cute. You know, and it's just like, kids are just like the epitome of living in the moment and doing what feels good. And she's like, yeah, I want to look at all these magazines. And the mom's like, no. And like the office lady's like, yeah, let her look. It's all good. That's why we have them out. And when you can recognize that little soul that you're raising, like, that's it. Like, because you're raising the future generation, being fully present with them is the biggest gift that you could give them. Also, you can give yourself, because it's like, when you can recognize that this is that space. A lot of people can't have kids. A lot of people struggle with infertility. A lot of people struggle for years and then finally get pregnant. Some people have to adopt. Some people just choose to go childless. Some people just say, I've never wanted kids, and they don't have kids. Regardless of where you're at, showing up for your baby and showing up for you and being okay with just being that caregiver at this moment is huge, because it surrenders all that other bullshit that we think we need to do as a parent to feel accomplished. And oh my gosh, let me tell you, I have been there, and I have like given myself huge lectures in my head about why I need to be doing more things. And I'm like, fuck that, I'm just gonna hang out with my kids. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, Tamara, I didn't mean to get on my soapbox, but for all you parents out there, just be a parent. When your kids need you, just surrender and just be there for them. And it's huge. And when they're playing, you can play, you can read, or you can do whatever it is. When they're sleeping, if you need sleep, sleep. Don't clean the house. I mean, that obviously don't make it nasty, but give yourself permission to take self-care of you and the person that you're raising. Yay, so good, so good. All right, so Nancy says she has struggled with eating healthier. This is huge. So, got a little story to share. I have what's called FODmaps, which is an acronym for a lower digestive and digestive issue. It's not IBS, it's not colitis or all the other stuff that goes on. I don't even know what colitis, that might be colitis. Anyway, so FODMAPs basically is I can't digest certain types of foods. And so I have to avoid them, otherwise it's not pretty. I get bloated, I get gassy, I'm in the bathroom a lot, and I just generally feel like shit. And so sometimes I'll want to eat onions or garlic, or sometimes I want to eat certain other things like ice cream, and I know I'm going to be hurting, but that I've got to like weigh the options. I'm like, is this good? Is this not good? Whatever. And so with low motivation of eating healthier, start tracking how you feel when you eat certain foods, or basically when you eat whenever. And you can keep a little notebook. My notebook's actually in the other room, but just keep a notebook of the food that you eat. Like today for breakfast, I had coffee with honey and I had a bagel with cream cheese. And 20 minutes later, I feel really tired. Wow, okay. So maybe it was something that I just ate that made me feel tired. And then eat something like, I don't know, eat something else tomorrow. Maybe have eggs and toast and go, oh my gosh, I've got all kinds of energy, yada, yada. Oh, okay, so let me try to eat the bagel again and see if that drops my energy. Huh, wow, okay, so every time I eat the bagel, my energy lowers. Wow, sometimes just doing that is motivation enough to just cut out the bagel with cream cheese and go with the egg and toast combination. You know what I mean? So that's one of the biggest motivators for people, typically for food, is to just recognize how you feel. Just to recognize how you feel whenever, hang on, I need to block somebody. Just to recognize how you feel when you, sorry. When you are, hang on. Banned from page. All right, sorry about that. Now I need to delete this. All right, but recognizing how you feel when you eat stuff is huge, because then all of a sudden you recognize, well, I feel like shit when I eat this. Do I want to eat it? Sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no. You know what I mean? So, I'm sorry, I'm cleaning up the comments because there was somebody that was inappropriate. Okay, so let me know if this helps you at all. But again, the whole all of this, literally the secret to low motivation is to recognize how you're feeling at any given moment. Boom. And why you think that you're feeling low, like I'm freaking tired. Okay, perfect. Do I still want to work out? Do I still want to do this or whatever? Or knowing, like you made that promise, I want to work out every day this year, or I want to do yoga every day, or I want to eat healthier every day. Okay, so you don't have to eat an entire healthy meal. Just say, okay, what's one thing that I can eat today that will make me feel really good? That I know my body is craving. That's it. And just start with one thing. Or maybe, what do I not want to eat today? I know when I eat bread or like processed carbs in the afternoon, I don't sleep good. I don't sleep good because my blood sugar is higher. I don't have any blood sugar issues, but when I eat processed stuff in the evening, I just don't sleep well. And I can't drink wine or anything in the evening because my blood sugar is higher and I just don't sleep well. So recognizing where you're at and then asking yourself, okay, this is where I'm at, this is where I want to be, what's one thing I can do? You might not feel motivated to do it, but recognizing that you have that promise with yourself, and all I have to do is the bare minimum. All I have to do is just a tiny little one baby step. That's it. That's it. That's it. One push-up. That's it. That's it. You know, eliminating that one piece of bread at dinner. That's it. And the interesting thing is it's just as easy to do the thing as to not do the thing. Because the energy that you take in convincing yourself not to do something is literally the exact same amount of energy that it takes to do the thing, typically. Huge and mind-blowing. Crazy. Crazy. Yes. So Michelle said, so I guess my issue is taking small steps and feeling like it's not enough and I'll never get anywhere. Okay, Michelle. 3 years ago, Nicole came to me and she's like, I have a flower shop and I just feel like I'm one of many. I'm just one of many. And I said, okay, so what do you want? And she goes, I don't know. I want to stand out from the crowd. I want to, and she had all these ideas. And so she started sharing all these ideas. And I'm like, well, it sounds to me from what I'm hearing, it sounds to me like you want to be like that creme de la creme, that elite flower shop in your area where it's a high-end, high-touch flower shop where they are going to get the best of the best and the best treatment and all this stuff. She's like, yes, that's what I want. That was 3 years ago. She just closed a deal within a very exclusive hotel and venue in her area that are only going to be getting flowers from her and arrangements and all that, plants and all that other stuff from her. It took 3 years, but she held that vision and every day just did one baby step. One baby step. So eventually, okay, think about you being in a car or a vehicle of your choosing. You're on the West Coast and you want to go to the East Coast of the country. East Coast, West Coast, okay? And there's a very straight road. I'm like legit, it's like straight as a freaking arrow, okay? And the vehicle is set, so when you hit the gas, it's automatically just gonna go straight. So, there you go. That's the trajectory that you're on right now. But if you shift the steering wheel 1 degree to the right or to the left, you're gonna either end up in Canada or you're gonna end up in Mexico or wherever it is that you're at. You're gonna end up either in the sea, the ocean, or maybe the ocean, just depending on like where you live. Because I know a lot of, like folks from overseas are watching this, but I want you to think about it, 1 degree. So at first, it doesn't seem like you're making any progress. This is the same thing with compounding interest, like financially. At first, it doesn't seem like you're making any progress because you're just like, okay, I'm still seeing the same trees. I'm still seeing the same landscaping, blah, blah, blah. But then all of a sudden, over time, it's usually sooner rather than later, you start to see very different things and you're like, ooh, wow. So you're noticing the evidence that your 1 degree shift is working. Those little baby steps are working. 5 minutes of yoga or even 1 push-up. If you do 1 push-up a day for 30 days, by the end of the 30 days, you're gonna feel hella strong. I know because I've done this before. You're gonna be like, damn, and you're actually gonna keep trying. You're gonna be like, okay, I'm down here doing 1. Maybe I could try 2 or 3. It's really exciting. So that 1 tiny baby step doesn't seem like a whole hell of a lot of effort. It doesn't seem like you're really making any progress. But in order for change to happen, it changes in here. First, what happens is you have that internal shift and giving yourself permission to just do that baby step. That 1 tiny thing is that shift. It's enough shift to cause that tiny action outwardly. And that 1 tiny action repeated, you're gonna start to see evidence of that working. You're gonna start to see evidence of all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, wow. My house is really clean because you did 1 cleaning project every day. Or you decluttered 1 drawer every day for like a year, I don't even know. But it allows you to just do the bare minimum every day. And that 1 tiny step, and if you want to do more, you can. Some days you will, some days you won't. But committing to making 1 shift every day or doing 1 tiny, tiny, tiny action, that is the secret to low motivation. Because with that 1 push-up, you still are like, dude, I freaking worked out today. I did 1 push-up. You feel accomplished. And some of you might judge and go, fuck, I only did 1 push-up. And then others are like, hell yeah, I did one push-up. Like yesterday on my way back from my chiropractic, like office, I saw someone running and she was a bigger girl. And I was like, fuck yeah. That is so motivating for me because I'm a slender person and I can't run. Like I actually have pre-arthritis in my right knee. I can't run. I would love to, but I don't. And to see someone who isn't a typical looking runner just kicking ass, I'm like, fuck yeah. I love it. I get so fucking motivated. And there was a time when I was hanging out with these people, I did not hang out with them very long, where if they would have seen that person, they would have just made fun of them and all that other shit. And I'm like, really? That is not the kind of person that I want to hang out with. You know what I mean? Because for them, it's go big or go home. And if you don't go big, then we're going to mock you about it. And that's fucking bullshit. Life is there is a spectrum of motivation, a spectrum of energy, a spectrum of abilities. We're all great at other things and I'm an expert at certain things, you're an expert at certain things. There are certain things I suck at that you are great at, And so recognizing that every day you're going to show up differently. Every day you're going to show up with a different level of motivation. But that commitment to yourself will never go away. That commitment and that promise that you made to yourself. I want to feel strong in my body. Okay, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What do I have to do? Or what do I want to do? What am I choosing to do to feel strong in my body? And it might be really hard to put that timer on and get down and do down dog. Or it might be really challenging for you to open your phone and find that favorite song and just start moving and grooving and dancing because you feel like a dumbass and you're like, oh my God, what are the neighbors gonna think if they see me, hey, what's up? My neighbors, I'm sure they see me on my live streams every day and they're like, what the hell is she doing? Because, I just moved here a couple months ago and I'm totally okay with that. But giving yourself permission to recognize that self-talk is huge because in order for change to happen on the outside, you have to feel that on the inside. And that's a beautiful thing about the 1 degree shift that I talk about in my book is that giving yourself permission to just do that one baby step. Change is constant. That's the only thing that we can count on. And so your level of motivation is also going to change. So huge. Okay, so Regina said, I have a hard time taking time to do what I need to do. Family and others come first. I'm trying to start my own business. Boundaries? Okay, sister, we have to have a talk. Hi, Irene. Okay, so family, you should come first. You cannot pour from a cup that is not full. Okay, you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can be present for anybody else. If you're tired, if you are overweight, exhausted, underfed, like you don't have enough sleep, all that shit is going to impact how you show up for others. You're going to half-ass it. You got to use your whole ass, okay? You're going to half-ass it though. And then you're going to feel burnt out. You're going to feel resentful. You're going to be even more exhausted. And you're literally just going to be in that rat race and you're going to be on that hamster wheel forever. It's not until you stop pleasing everybody else and putting everybody else first and you start saying, I'm still tired. I don't have anything until 9 o'clock. I'm going to sleep an extra hour today. Or, I don't feel like cooking, so we're going to eat out. Or you can say, hey, so-and-so, AKA your partner, I'm not in the mood to cook today, go for it. Because that's just one of the things is it's interesting in couple dynamics is that one person just kind of assumes the role of making a meal. You know what I mean? And it's like when you allow yourself to recognize that you're in a partnership and that you don't have to do everything for everyone and that you in that partnership roles are shared, you're in a team. It's huge. Start having that conversation, but have a conversation with yourself first and say, all right, Regina, sorry about that. I got a phone call. What do I need to do to feel 100% today? What do I need to do to feel healthy, to feel strong, to feel complete? And that might be your goal for this year, is to put yourself first. It's not being selfish. It's not being self-centered, it's being self-caring. This is how people have heart attacks and shit like that, is because they overextend themselves and take other people's responsibility and claim them as their own. So give yourself permission to say, okay, what's one thing that I can do for me today that will nurture me and fill my cup? So if you're my personal, client, this is your assignment for this week and for the next month. Do one thing every day, come hell or high water, that will fill up your cup so that you feel whole and complete and that you feel good. You know what I mean? Let me know if that helps you. Okay. Tara, low motivation and the darn cat, right? Becca says, I struggle with choosing what to make for dinner. Ooh, okay, get the family involved. This is really fun to do. Basically go in your fridge and your freezer and write out all the types of meats that you have and the vegetables and all that other stuff. And then you can say, okay, with this stuff, these are the meals that I can make. And so write out all the meals that you can make and then ask your family, what do you guys want for dinners this week? And have them choose. And then that way, that morning or the night before, you know what is coming the next day. So you can just take the meat out and set it out so that it thaws or whatever it is. That's an easy way to fix the whole what are we having for dinner thing, is let the family pick, because that I actually saw this thing on Facebook that was like, I didn't know that when I had kids, I would end up having to plan 3 meals a day for 18 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, right? But, that's just an easy thing, is just ask the family, these are the meals that we can have, because obviously, this is all the food and ingredients we have. You guys pick what we're having for this week. And you can print out a blank calendar online. Do I have one? I don't think I do. Anyway, you can actually, yes, hang on. You can print out a blank calendar. This one's for April. And just say, okay, and then, have a piece of paper and say, these are the meals that we can have. Go ahead and, each person maybe can have their own day, like your son or daughter, they get Monday, they get Tuesday, they get whatever day. And so they can choose maybe Mondays and Wednesdays. And it could be hot dogs and macaroni and cheese, both of those days. Okay, perfect, go for it. Whatever, it could be meatloaf, it could be spaghetti. But this way, they feel like they're part of the planning thing. It's taking some of the burden off of you and some of the responsibility off of you. And kids love picking meals. It's really cool, you know what I mean? It's awesome. So, I know that my partner, I'm just like, what do you want? He's like, I don't know, anything you make is good. I'm like, don't do that. Pick something. And he's like, okay. So I made the list and he's like, all right, let's have this and this and this. I'm like, all right, perfect, And I make big portions, and so we usually have leftovers and stuff, but that's huge. So let me know if this helps you after you try it out, if you choose to try it out. So Tara said, low motivation to keep up with a daily routine. I know what I want, but keep exhausted. Okay, so Tara, you're probably overscheduling yourself, okay? So look at those things that are busy work. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, I just got a Shark vacuum for the holidays. Oh, hallelujah. I don't mind sweeping and vacuuming, but it takes a long time. Well, it doesn't take a super long time. It's just tedious. And I'm like, really? I could totally be doing something else. So my partner got me a Shark Auto vacuum. It's kind of like a Roomba. And you literally hit the button either on your app or on the actual device, and it goes and vacuums the whole house for you. It's pricey, but it is so freaking worth it. We should have got one years ago. So look at your daily routine and ask yourself, do I really want to do this? If yes, do I want to do this for this long period of time, or do I want it to be instead of working out for 30 minutes, I'm just going to do 5 minutes. If I say, right now, because I just got done being sick, I just got off of 3 weeks of vacation, and I'm still a little bit tired. I had a coughing fit this morning. I had a coughing fit yesterday morning. If I were to say, I'm going to do 30 minutes of yoga every day, I would be setting myself up for failure because I know right now I don't have the energy or the motivation to do 30 minutes. I do, however, say I want to do at least one down dog every day. Perfect. So what I'm doing is I set my timer for 5 minutes, get out my yoga mat, and do down dog. Now, why did I set my timer for 5 minutes? Because I know I want to start doing up to 30 minutes or even 60 minutes of yoga every single day by the end of the year. I know I'm not going to reach that goal overnight. If I try to jump into an hour-long practice right now, it'll be good for the first couple days, and then I'm going to be like, oh, I don't have that, and all the excuses will come out. So I'm setting myself up for success, knowing I'm probably going to have low motivation, knowing I still am low energy from being sick and also kind of, gearing back into business mode, that I'm going to only commit to one down dog, but set my timer for 5 minutes so that if I do choose to do more, I can. And then at the 5 minute mark, I'm going to be like, oh, hey, I just did like down dog. I did a whole sun salutation, did a couple more stretches, cat cow. Oh, I feel good. And then that feeling good's going to carry me through the day. And then tomorrow, it's not going to be as challenging. And then the next day, it might not be as challenging. But again, my motivation, my energy is going to be, it changes every day. But giving myself permission to start out with, I'm just doing down dog. You know what I mean? And so Tara, look at, what do you have scheduled throughout the day? Do you like to do that? Do you want to do that? Is it productive? Is it busy? Like busy work is the stuff like washing, dishes. Busy, that's what you're doing. Organizing piles without decluttering and minimizing, that's busy work. It's stuff to just occupy your time. So my advice for you, and again, if you're my private client, this is what I would have you do, is track your routine. Like get out a little notebook. Hang on. Whoops. Oh, I do have one in here. Hang on. So get out, and you can get these at Target. I don't know if you have a Target where you are, but get one of these little tiny notebooks. This is a little Cambridge. And I love it because it's January through December, and it's got all 31 days. So you can circle the day, like the month and then the day, and you can just keep track of your time. That's it. Like, okay, today I'm just gonna keep track of how I'm spending my time. And it doesn't have to be to the minute, but you can be like, okay, right now it's 9:28. Okay, boom. Right now I'm making a video, boom. Maybe I'm gonna get it done at 10 o'clock. Okay, boom, I'm gonna get done at 10 o'clock, which actually I realize I have a 10 o'clock meeting, so I am gonna have to wrap this up within the next 30 minutes, which is good. But, just keep track of how you're spending your time, and then all of a sudden you're gonna start to see time gaps. You're gonna start to see those time sucks, like if you get sucked into TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And it's those things that leave you feeling like you just wasted your time. Hopefully after you watch this video, you're gonna be like, fuck yeah, I'm motivated. That was a great use of my time. There are some times when I go onto social media where I'm like, I can't believe I literally just spent an hour. And I've been there. I mean, it happens. And so track your time, track your daily routine, and then also say, okay, if I had all the energy and all the motivation, what would I do? And then write out that ideal day, but again, curb it and say 30 minutes is ideal. Reality right now is 5 minutes. Or reality is just one down dog. Be realistic with yourself, but also give yourself permission to dream big. On those days that you do have the motivation and you do have the energy. I think people saying set realistic goals is a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. Because, okay, how many times have you heard you can have what you want if you just shift your mindset? Okay, if that worked completely, we wouldn't need self-help books. I wouldn't be here. Seriously. Because you could just say, oh, okay, so I'm gonna shift my mindset. Boom, so you shift your mindset and the shit still doesn't work, okay? So the reason why that happens is because there's that disconnect between what you want and where you're at. There's that gap that everybody, all the coaches are trying to bridge the gap. Well, this is where you're at, this is where you want to be. I can help you get there, and here's this gap that you're bridging. The problem with most people that show you that gap or that bridge is they're sharing with you this mountain of things to do, and it's going to work great for a couple days when you're still motivated. But what happens when you wake up at 3 a.m. and you can't go back to bed again? And then all of a sudden you get up at 7 and you're dragging ass, your coffee tastes like shit, traffic sucks, and you're like, ugh, like all the things are going on. I don't want to say wrong because that's just how you choose to perceive it, but all the things are going on. It's up to you to keep that promise to yourself and say, today I am going to be realistic and say that I am tired. I don't feel like doing my yoga. I don't feel like eating healthy. I don't feel like doing all the things that you know you want to do. But because you know that you can just do one. Like, I'm just going to cut out bread tonight. And I know that I'm going to sleep better. I'm just going to do down dog. And I know that I'm going to be honoring my body by just being present in that position. And I'm going to hold it and breathe into it and allow my muscles to just stretch and feel the things. And then tomorrow, I might be blowing and going. I might have all the energy. So then a realistic goal for me tomorrow could be 30 minutes of yoga. So give yourself permission to just kind of rethink how you think about certain things and certain goals and how all of these things come into play for you. Let me know if this helps you. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Donna. Hi, Ash. Woohoo! Okay, so Samantha says, I'm usually a morning person, make my bed and get to it, and then lately I'm the opposite. Now struggling to get out of bed, even making my bed, LOL. So I recognize I'm setting up my day for disaster, and yet motivation isn't kicking in. Okay, so Samantha, I want you to look at how you're prepping for your morning the night before. Are you going to bed later than normal? Because that's a huge indicator of whether or not you're going to be a morning person or whether or not you're going to be able to bounce out of bed, is what you've done the night before. If you've had alcohol, if you've had sugar, if you've had like anything that raises your blood sugar, it stays in your system for 4 to 8 hours, depending on how much of it you've consumed and how well your body processes and does all the things that it does. But so look at what you're consuming before you go to bed, and are you going to bed at the same time every night? That's a huge thing too, because let's just say that you go to bed at 9 o'clock every night, and then one night you go to bed at 11. What happens at 9 o'clock when you're not in bed and it goes to 9:30 and then 10, your brain all of a sudden goes, mayday, 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 something is going on. So it releases cortisol and adrenaline, which is stress hormones, which causes us to pack on weight. It causes our energy or our adrenaline and all that stuff to spike, and our blood pressure to spike and all these things. And so when you go to bed at 11, your body is in that like alert mode, like there is something going on. We're going to bed 2 hours later. What's going on? And then you don't sleep well, like biologically and physically, you just will not sleep very well. So try to keep the same sleep schedule. But yeah, I would look at what you're doing the night before, and then what time you're going to bed. Yeah, and then I would reassess you. So come back, send me a private message, let me know, or you can even just post it here. Are you doing anything differently over the last several weeks at night that you think is impacting your mornings? Because mornings are always influenced by the night before. Natalie says, I have low motivation when it comes to working out, but I have to keep reminding myself about the body that I want. Yes. Okay. So hang on, Natalie. I know you, and you are a model. You legit are a freaking model. So I call bullshit. No, I'm kidding. But no, I mean, everybody has body stuff that, we wish, I wish this was bigger or smaller or more toned or more whatever. And so look at look at how you want to feel in your body. And that may help you with feeling motivated, but also look at, okay, so what type of workout do I want to do? And what would feel good to do as a bare minimum? So as a mini habit, this is what I like to call a mini habit. One of the things that we have going on inside of the 1 Degree Shift Tribe, which I'll post a comment for that in a moment. One of the things that we have in the 1 Degree Shift Tribe is our mini habit tracker, where you print it out and it's a 30-day, actually it's a 90-day or 30-day. Let me see if I have it right here. But you can track your habits, and these mini habits, these are not the big giant ones that you need all the energy and all the motivation for. It's literally a tracker where you can put the date on it, Sunday through Saturday, you can put the date, and you track when you do the things that you want to do. And so I would recommend, Natalie, that you look at, okay, so what type of workout do I want to do? And on those high energy, high motivation days, what do I want to do? On those low motivation, low energy days, what's the bare minimum that I can do where I'll still feel something? Like, again, you could do 1 down dog pose and just feel that stretch. I love that because it literally activates your entire body. And so ask yourself this and give yourself permission to recognize that your energy is going to change from day to day. And the best thing that you can do for self-care is to honor how you feel. I just spit. Honor how you feel each day. Honor that, because when you honor that, your kids are going to see you honoring your body, and that they're going to learn that from a very young age, which is so vitally important. So important. Let me know if this helps you. Marlene said, Mama told me there'd be days like this. Yep. Michelle said, oh my God, so grateful I'm able to work from home and the kids can do distance learning. Having this time with them is the best. It's challenging sometimes, but I love this. Yay, so good. Susan said, showing up every day to work towards something will get you there faster. Following your gut and your intuition to guide you in the work that you need today. Yes, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Just those little baby steps. And when you ask yourself, what's one thing that I can do today? What happens is your intuition drops in and you get that knowing of what that one thing is. It's not life-changing right now, but over time it is, because you're gonna end up in a completely different space, and it's that intentional space because you've chosen to say yes. You've chosen to embody that energy of where you know you're going to end up. Oh, so freaking good. So good. Susan says, Brene Brown says, when stressed, go to the basics. Focus on good sleep, good food, and exercise. Yes. Minimize other tasks. There's energy in food. Just like Flora said, pay attention to how you feel. Keeping a journal of, Keeping a journal will improve your diet, or at least 50%. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Nancy said, yes, thank you, very helpful. Woohoo, awesome. Regina said, I noticed the moon cycle makes a big difference for me. Yes, I actually created a book called the 29-Day Moon Challenge. It's kind of a journal of sorts. And this book actually shares with you how to track the moon and your energy level. It's huge. And this is, I actually have several clients who, I have a chapter called The Pudding, because the proof is in the pudding, which I kind of like. But anyway, I have testimonials from people who have done this challenge. And one of the people actually, she is the 1, 2, 3, 4. She's the 5th story in, and she talks about her autoimmune disease and how she every February she'd be in the hospital. And so at the time that I walked her through this exercise, she was one of my private VIP clients, and I said, track the moon cycles, like every day, like find the moon, track it, track your energy level. And she was freaking amazed. She's like, oh my God. And so she's like, for 2 weeks out of the month, I'm super high energy. Other 2 weeks, super low energy. And she's a nurse, and so she would work like these ungodly hours. I mean, it's just crazy, like 36 hours on with like no sleep. And so she was literally burning herself out because her schedule was the exact opposite of her energy level. So when she was the highest energy, she was off work. When she was the lowest energy, she was on work. So she flipped her schedule. And from what I've heard, because it's been kind of several years since I spoke with her, she hasn't been in the hospital since. And which is huge. And so when you can recognize your energy level and honor that, it is one of the biggest game changers in your entire life. Regina says, I've used it. It's amazing. Yes. Samantha said, I hear you. Just baby steps. Yes, 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 yes. Yep. Just do one thing today and stick with that and it will multiply. Yep. I love it. Woohoo. Okay. So Susan says, yes, even in healthcare, we are taught to protect ourselves. First, glove, mask, gown. Yes. Susan also said, sometimes we get caught in the labor and distraction, so we get off self-care. Allowing others to do for themselves sometimes will allow you to do what you need. Yes, 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 yes. So good. Yes, definitely make a backup plan for those days. I mean, like I said, there are some times when you have high energy days and other times where you have low energy days. Make a plan for all of it. Like on those high motivation days, what do I want to do? On those low motivation days, what do I want to do? And doing the bare minimum, doing that little mini habit is just as good as doing the big one. It's just as good. It is just as productive. I promise you. Samantha says, love the calendar thing. Dinners will go from annoying to fun. Yes, yes, yes. Tara said, you're likely right. I just feel like I have to be doing something. Then I get behind and quit. Yeah. I get interrupted and then I get sidetracked. I think it's more mental exhaustion sometimes. Yeah, anyone who's struggling with feeling time poor, like you just don't have enough time during your day, get a little tiny notebook and say, what am I doing? Like, and track what you're doing. And you're gonna start to recognize, there's a lot of like little tiny things that I do throughout the week that felt like they took a lot longer than what they did. Like when I make my pill packs, so I can't take regular medicines, I can only take supplements for things. And so I have like 2 pill packs. I've got one, like the big giant ones, that I put in like my fish oils and my evening primrose oil and my CBD and my CoQ10 and all that stuff that I take. Then I have another one where I put my calcium, my magnesium, all the things. So when I do my pill packs, which I only do them for 7 days, it feels like it takes forever. And so a couple months ago, I was like, how long does it actually take me to do this? And I set the timer. So this timer is awesome because you can set it to where it starts a countdown. And see, it's like 2, 3, 4. And so I set the timer and I set it for a thing. And it only took me 3 minutes from start to finish to make my pill packs. I'm like, oh my God, that's it. Since then, I could give a shit if I'm like, okay, yay, pill pack time, woo. 3 minutes, 3 minutes. So if you don't know how long something takes you, time it. Put your timer on. I think all smartphones have a stopwatch. Hit the stopwatch, time yourself, and when you recognize it only takes 5 minutes to strip and make a bed, it's like, why was I resisting this? Because a lot of the times, the mental energy that we take about thinking about doing something and then resisting it takes much longer than actually doing the thing. You know what I mean? So let me know if this helps you guys. Hang on. Samantha says, yes, spot on. Things have definitely changed with my nightly routine. I will PM you. Perfect. All right. The best thing I did for my kids was asking them if they were hungry. I only allowed them to eat when they were hungry, taught them self-trust. That's very good. Yes. There was several times when we did snack night where I would ask the kids, are you guys hungry? Are you not hungry? They're like, yeah, kind of. Because based on how hungry they were, that determined what I made. Like if they were really, really hungry, I made spaghetti with garlic bread and they would just like eat it all. Or lasagna or one of those big, thick, hearty meals. But if they weren't super hungry, we would just have snack night, which would be like cheese and pickles and olives, kind of like a tapas. Or I would take, I don't know, and it really just depended on the day and what we had in the fridge. But I literally would set up a tray of like nuts and snack things and all like, you know, apples and fruit and stuff. And they would just pick the whole night. And I'm totally okay with that. Because again, just like you said, Susan, if you're not hungry, don't eat, you know? Regina said, with my art, after the full moon, I can paint 12 to 15 hours right before, I don't want to do it at all. That's not when I do my marketing, right? Perfect. I love it. Becca says, I love your lives first thing in the morning. It always starts my day right. I feel ready to go and conquer my goals. Yay! So good. So freaking good. All right. So speaking of which, I do have to get going, but I love you guys. I really hope that this has helped you. So I have two things for you. The first thing is there is a complimentary workshop for everyone who pre-orders my book. It officially comes out on Monday, January 11th, and at 11:11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is Arizona time, there's going to be a workshop about the 1 degree shift and how it can absolutely change your life. So, I'm sharing things that I have not shared in any of these lives before. Sharing some of my story, some of the highs, some of the lows, and how you can get out of feeling like you're inadequate and how you can get out of feeling like you're missing out and like everybody else knows something that you don't. I'm gonna share with you that little secret that everybody else knows that you don't, that literally will change your life forever. Forever. So that's link number 1. Link number 2 below is a link to the 1 degree shift tribe. So the 1 degree shift tribe is for people who want to consciously create a life that they're excited about. And that's going to look different for everyone that's in the tribe. But what I've done is I've created lessons that go with each one of the chapters. Now, do you have to read the book to be part of the tribe? Absolutely not. The lessons stand alone. They are on the same concepts that are in the book, but it takes it a step further. That really allows you to get outside of that stinking thinking, to get outside of all the bullshit lies and all the bullshit stories that we've heard in our life. Strip all that crap away and get to the core of you. So that you can remember who you are and you can remember and get that clarity that you had when you were a kid. Like, fuck yeah, dude, I want to do that. And this is the kind of life that I'm excited about. I help you literally create that life that you are truly excited about. So if you're not feeling excited or happy about life, if you're feeling kind of, it's okay. Click link number 2, check out the 1 degree shift tribe. We do have a call called What's Up Wednesday tomorrow, which is super exciting. And then next Wednesday, so that's this Wednesday, next Wednesday, we have our Lunch and Learn, which is where we look at the theme for the month. Now, the theme for the month of January is the perfect time and chasing happiness, which is huge. So more about that in the next couple of days. But again, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited that you've connected with me today. And if I've given you homework, please do it and please get back with me. Let me know either on another live or in a private message how this helps you, how this is shifting in your day, how it's helped you shift your mindset, and hopefully shifted your motivation. So I hope you love this. If you do love this, tag one of your friends in the comments, share it with them, share this on your page. The more people that give themselves permission to be human, the easier this world and that your life is gonna be. Truly, truly. I love you. I hope that this serves you. Click the links. Let's connect. And I will see you back here tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.